This is an AI automation you could sell to thousands of businesses for $97 a month. There already are tens of thousands of businesses that are spending way more than that. By the end of this video, you're going to be able to create a CRM for any business you want, be it a barbers, mechanics, any small business. You're going to be able to create a bespoke website for that business and whip it up in just a couple of minutes, which will then allow you to get questions and feedback from customers, including actually booking new appointments and upsells for those businesses. I'm going to show you exactly how you can send a feedback email to customers to capture how good their experience was automatically after their appointment. And then based on that appointment, you're going to be able to then determine and send on two unique different pathways. If they're 5 stars, it will then prompt them to leave an excellent review for the business. And if they're 1 to 4 stars, they then go to a specific website that we built where we will capture their feedback, send them a further email, and then also enable that individual to upgrade if they want to. I'm going to show you exactly how you build this entire automation step by step. So if you press the buttons I do in less than an hour, you'll be able to use automation. This blueprint I think is worth tens of thousands, but I'm not going to gatekeep. I'm going to give away completely for free. Just follow everything I do in this video and you'll be flying. And with that in mind, I think it's time to grab that coffee and let's jump straight in. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Jack. Welcome. My YouTube channel and my school community, we're about 3 things. First of all, we're about the latest AI. We are about incredible automations, but most importantly, we're about the stuff that actually works. Now, if you're part of the community, all you ever have to do, if you want all the blueprints, the resources, the guides, the templates for all these automations that I do on the channel and off the channel, all you ever have to do is come down to more, click on import blueprint, choose the JSON. You load that JSON, hit save, and the entire automation will populate for you automatically. I'm going to show you exactly how you can build it yourself as well. That'll just save you lots of time, and obviously the blueprints resources are super duper helpful. Now look, what I'm going to do at the start of this video, I'm going to show you briefly how this works end to end. I'll explain the tools you need to get it running, and then we will build it together step by step, and also why I've done this in this particular way and how it works. Now the automation begins with an appointment. Now this could be very different based on the business, but I'll show you an example of how this could work. So you're also gonna learn, by the way, how to take payments from customers. So we get their email, their name, they select a barber, they select the time, and then they actually pay for the service all within the same thing. So we started off here on Paperform. So look, they'll get a form like this. For example, they may have their own individual way of doing it. We get their name. So we'll just say, hey, we'll give my email here, and we'll say my name is Jack. And then we select our barber, so Eddie Edge Razor, Benny Blades, Frankie Fade Master, or Mickey the Mullet Tamer. I'm feeling Frankie Fade Master, so we go for Frankie Fade Master. By the way, I'll show you how you can build this stuff as well. It's really straightforward. You then select a time and appointment, which we can calibrate dynamically based on our appointment choice. We select the time, we're happy with that. Yep, that's cool. I understand if I don't do that, I may lose my payment. That's right. Then we basically click submit. Now, this will look really different based on the client that you've got. So some will already have a system or a mechanism to capture payments, and some won't. So this will be variable based on who you work with. But just to show you an example of how it works, okay? Then we click submit. So that is then submitted, and the basically tells us that everything's okay and it's worked perfectly. This then captures that submission data. Check this out, right? Look, come down to data. I've got their email. I've got their name. I've got their barber of choice. I've got the time they want to do it in, and I've also got when they want it to happen. This then creates an email that is then sent to that customer directly that basically says, hey bro, here's your appointment, it's confirmed. And basically 2 things will happen. Number 1 is you'll get a confirmation email. So pull up my draft email, for example. It says, howdy Jack, this is an email to confirm your hair appointment at this date, at this time. I look forward to you soon. Yours sincerely, Frankie Fade Master. And by the way, guys, I'll show you how you build this unique signature as well for every business that you work with. And we've even customized the barber name, so it looks different. We could also customize, you know, their own little avatar or whatever you want in the footer section. So the customer gets a confirmation appointment, which is automatic. And then the second thing that happens is we built them a makeshift CRM here. So what the makeshift CRM does is imports the client's details. So it's for Jack, there's their email, this is who they're seeing, and basically this is when it was created. So basically you get all the information that you need for the appointment. Then essentially what happens is the barber then has the appointment with the individual. All they do is come through to the status section and they say, are they a no-show or are they complete? And basically this then triggers the second part of the automation, so that we have only 3 parts, and that's literally 100% automated. What essentially happens then is we've got the individual, okay, they'll say, look, did they show up, did they not? If they say, yeah, great, Jack came up and saw it, he saw Frankie Fade Master, complete. It then triggers this part of the automation, which will be running automatically in the background. Essentially what happens is this Airtable module's looking to see basically who's completed what's happened. Once the barber's updated that as yet, the appointment's happened, and then this creates a full email to send out to the client to get feedback from them. I've listed it as a draft just so you can see it in my inbox, but in reality, this would go out automatically. So literally, the second they leave and finish it, they get an email saying, dude, how was your experience? If I come over to my draft folders, for instance, let's have a look at this. Sam Arnold, how was your cut? Howdy, Sam Arnold. Thank you for choosing us. We'd love your feedback. How was your experience today? Poor, fair, good, great, excellent. Again, I'll show you exactly how to do this. So what I'm going to do quickly is just send that to myself. And guys, the incredible thing is based on what the user selects, they'll go to a completely different destination. So if they say, dude, I thought your service is 5 out of 5, excellent, they'll be prompted to go and leave a review. But if they say poor to great, they'll then be sent to give feedback with the opportunity to re-engage and add value. So if I say excellent like so, I click on it, that registers it, and then it loads up the Google review for us to then leave a 5-star review to go, great, we want to hear about it, blah, 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 blah. And by contrast, if I say, do you know what, man, I thought my experience was quite poor, and I select poor, look at what happens instead. I get sent to this page here, and again, I'll show you how to build this website that says, thank you, I'm Dan, founder of Barber. It's actually a real barbershop in Leeds, actually. And I appreciate you answered 2 questions and enter a weekly draw for a free haircut. And I can say, cool, all right, let's give my email. What would have made your experience 5 stars? I don't know, fresher fades. What is one thing we could do better on? Fresher fade. On top of that, guys, let's book a haircut. So I can then use that to create and book another appointment to create additional revenue streams for the business. This could be, for example, feedback. You could send the 5 stars there. You could say, great, do you want to buy some pomade for your next thing? And obviously they can save 5% if they book online and book in advance. So we have this full system of dynamically sending down different pathways based on how good the review was and what we want to do for that specific business. The model that I'm going to show you this, and basically the purpose of this video is to give you a full blueprint and full system that you can go out into the world and sell to thousands of businesses for $97 a month. I do that because I don't need to go and do that. I just want to give you the best tools I can to help you win and succeed. I'm going to do a follow-up bonus part of this video, which is about how I would approach marketing it in the school community. If you want to check that out, you're more than welcome. I'd love to see you over there. But now I've covered everything that it involves, I'm going to show you the tools that you need to make this fly. Now, there's only a couple of things. Now, the first thing you want to do, now this is going to be dependent on how you want to set this whole thing up. I've used a form, initially Paperform here, to capture feedback. That could also be Tally. Paperform has a free option. It also has like an option for like $20, $30 a month. Really easy. I'll put the links down below for you. Now, this entire automation itself is built in something called Meg.com. Meg.com is a no-code tool automation software that enables us to build things together in a modular way. It is completely free to get started. Again, I'll put a link down below. I think you get like a month 3 pro with my code or something, so you can check that out. We want Gmail. The other thing we want is a thing called Airtable. Now, Airtable, guys, is going to be like your makeshift CRM. And you know what the cool thing is as well? Is that we can share this with clients so they can actually use it. Look, if I click on the share and sync button, check this out. If I just say, look, I want to create a link to view, watch this. I copy this link. Guys, if I enter that into a new table, there's Luke Rockhold, fine, and boom, boom. You could just give this to clients, have a unique name, and so, dude, this is your CRM. They don't know any different. This would just be like, dude, this is amazing. And you can also add lots of other customizable things on top of that. Think of Airtable like Google Sheets. He's been hitting the gym and is on steroids, okay? It's phenomenal, really easy to use. You'll love it, I promise. So we did Airtable. Again, that's free for like 1,000 records. But dude, when you've got so many clients on recurring monthly income, it's going to be crazy. And what I'd recommend you do with pricing this, by the way, is you could say, look, it's $1,000 setup fee and then $97 a month. However, if you buy our annual, we waive the setup fee. Something absolutely crazy. And all then, guys, they're on basically an annual recurring payment of $1,200 that you just basically set off in the background. Or you could do the upfront fee. It's completely up to you. There's lots of different pricing strategies to make this killer. Now, look, I come into this one here, Airtable and Gmail. We've already got that. And then finally, just use webhooks. Now, don't be put off by these. They're actually pretty straightforward. I think you'll find it quite interesting. But guys, that's literally all you need, like 4 tools, and you can do this on the telephone and laptop, and you're pretty much ready to go. So let's begin with the very start of the automation. Now, I think the best place for us to begin here, realistically, is the Paperform, which is where I'm going to be building out the form that we use to trigger off the initial part of the automation. So to do that, you're going to head over to paperform.co. I'm going to pull up a link here so you can have a quick look at it. And when you learn the Paperform, you can create a new form relatively easy at the top of the page, okay? Now, the bits I think are worth calling out very briefly. If you click onto theme, you can customize everything. You can customize it specifically for the brand that you want to work with. You can pick the background color, the active colors, the fonts, everything you want to. You can do things in typography, like all those extra bits and pieces. We've got UI, we've got everything. After submission is really key. So we can have success page and redirect. So you can say, this is what I wanted to say. Here's what I wanted to read. You can also redirect them to a completely different website once they're finished. So maybe I want to sell them to an upsell. You booked an appointment, great. Why don't you just grab yourself some razors, some shavers? We know you're gonna need that stuff anyway. Why don't we help you with that? So you're actually selling to the businesses the opportunity to generate more revenue. Because let's be honest, reviews make a difference, and good reviews can be more sales for the company, and they don't need to think about it because it's on autopilot. And imagine if you said, look, if I sold you 4 hair products a month, this entire automation pays for itself, and all reviews are just a bonus. So we can do all that crazy stuff. On the design, it's very simple. I mean, I've just captured their email, their name, they select a barber, a time they want to do it, and then a yes, no. And then crucially, guys, what we can also do, I'll show you very briefly, is we can add in payments. If I come down here, I click on this, I can come down to product subscription price like that. I can click on configure, and I can look and basically set a price of like 50, whatever I want, right? And then when they complete it, they'll need to pay $50 to get it. So you've now also created a payment gateway for the client to buy the products. Really cool. Really, 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 really cool. You can add questions by hitting the add question button down below. You can click X on that. Yes, if you want to remove it, that's cool. You can add images like this by clicking like this. Click on the little image picture there. Add your logo, add whatever you want onto it. Really straightforward. You can move things around. You can leg things up. You get the idea. I've got full tutorials and elsewhere, but you just want to give you like a sense of like how modular it is. So basically have fun with the editor, build it in lots of ways. You can test it anytime by clicking on, this view button over here. I'll refresh it. Excellent. And you have this wonderful thing here, and you can add in photos like this. Like, how cool is this, guys? This looks so ridiculous. Just a quick FYI in terms of how you do that. Click on configure. You have the options. Okay, this is multiple choice. Have your options and add images to the options, and you come here. And there's ways you can get consistent images using Midjourney stuff. I've got all those sort of guides and things in the community. So cool. So we have that. Now, once we've built a Paperform that we're comfortable with and think, do you know what, that's great. And guys, what the coolest thing is, we can just copy and paste these. So when you build it for one barbershop, you can just do it like a machine gun, 1,000 of them, and it looks exactly the same. And so basically you build it once and you're literally sorted. How cool is that? And within Paperform, guys, all you do is these little dots, make a copy, boom, and then it duplicates. It's that simple. And obviously just name it to the business that you're working with. Cool. So when we've got one, we're thinking, did you know what? I quite like this. Now, you can copy the URL, you can customize the URL in Paperform, or we can do what's called an embed. And I like the embed because what I think we can do here is we can actually just put it in our website. So you're going to go to embed. You're going to come down here to inline embed and just copy it. The next place you need to go over to then is something called card.co, which is like this phenomenal website where you can literally, like, I'm not joking, it's like game changing. You can build so many different websites for like, it's like $10. In fact, let me even show you the pricing on this. It's that preposterous. And if I come into my account, for example, look at this, guys. Pro Plus, 25 sites for $49 a year. That's like, I mean, like, how cheap is that? It's like $4 a month for 25 sites. No branding, large images, pro templates, all that sort of stuff. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, that's your base cost for this businesses. And you think about how important a good website is to these businesses. It's literally ridiculous. And I'll put a link in the description so you can click on it. But basically, with Lemon Card, we can pick on Open Dashboard or choose a starting point. You can pick from all of these beautiful websites about the things that you want. Basically find a website you think that vibes and gels with you. I quite like the look of this one because it's got lots of nice little things. We can customize it, and look, I mean, it's mobile optimized, it's ready to go. It's literally, guys, just change the bits and pieces and you're done. So one that I did earlier is here. So I basically select on this, you can add an image, you can pick what you want, upload that, really, really straightforward. And I said, look, win a free trim. So basically, if they're going to give us feedback, we want to give them an incentive to do that. So my recommendation would be a monthly or weekly draw to get them to get, you know, maybe a free haircut, make it something of the product, ideally is good. We say, hey Dan, I'm the founder of Barber. I appreciate you. Answer 2 questions and enter a weekly draw for a haircut. Then to embed your form on the website, you just simply come to this plus button here. You're going to come down to embed, like so. And you can see I've already got one there. And you see on the left-hand side it says code. I just want you to come down to code here and just paste in the Paperform thing that you had there. You see if I click on the other one above, it's exactly the same thing. It's got the Paperform, and I'm just going to delete this one because we already got it. In fact, I'll delete this just to show you just how straightforward it is. Delete button down there. Cool. And then you can basically modularize everything. So I can add text, images, video, audio, icons, table, blah, blah, blah. line up our social media here. And then when it's good, you just hit that save button. You can also like publish it to a unique domain. So it could be barber@card.card.co. No one knows really what card is. They just see, oh, I've got a cool website that looks dope. And this, guys, is better than like 99% of the small business websites you get out of there. You can build this up and have different things, different salons, whatever you like. And then when I click this, basically show me the website, you'll see, look at this. Thank you. I'm Dan, the founder of Barber, and I appreciate you. Boom. And then we have a form in here. Basically, that they can do what they want to with it. Now, this one's a feedback form. So essentially, I've showed you the first form, which is basically how you create it. But this is how you would integrate it into a website. So we've got a form to capture sales, okay? So let's just say, for instance, that we've got, let's have a look at the form like so, okay? Now, we've got this beautiful form here about basically they want to book an appointment, okay? Now, what happens? First of all, we get their name, we get their email, we get their barber, and we select a time like so. Perfect. Now, and obviously, if you want to, they can pay $50 where they'd exchange, and then they would be ready to go. Now, I'm going to remove the payment from this, just so that I can actually complete it without going. Cool, remove that and save it. So let's recap what we've got, okay? We've got, I've showed you a website you can build where you're going to get the feedback, and I've shown you how to create a page to capture a payment. Now, what we need to do realistically is add a Paperform module first of all, okay? Now, this will change based on who you work with, but for example, let's say that we want to actually capture payments for the client. Let's go click this. Choose a hook. Let's click add, and then we basically select the Paperform that we created. So for this one's going to be book an appointment free like so. Click on save, and then we say great, click OK, and then we click on run once. So it's waiting for data. So then come back over then to your Paperform. Let's on this one, book an appointment free. Awesome, so we pick the email. We'll say my name is Jack. Who should we go with? Should we go with Eddie Edge Razor? Awesome, and also book it for the 26th. And that's completely fine. Click submit. And there's fancy things that we can do with the calendars and all sorts of stuff. And we can set a redirect afterwards to go straight to our website of choice. Cool, so that's now completed. Oh guys, I should say we should order this, okay? Let's call it $97 takeover 1 out of 3. Because we are nothing without our formalities. You know this. And then we'll have a nice little diamond as well. Cool. Now guys, check this out. In fact, and then I want you to do is just open a couple of scenarios and just do 1 out of 3. Sweet. 2 out of 3. And then 3 out of 3. Incredible. All right. Just love the data. Now look guys, this has pulled all the data from that submission. How cool is that? This is ridiculous. Look, we got the name, we got the barber, we got the time, we've got everything that we need to do this automation. Now, what do we do after that? Well, we want to create a draft email to say, hey, this is completely confirmed. So for that, we're going to want to use this HTML. So I'll show you how that looks. Let's come back over. And then basically, we want to go into the Gmail thing, like so. Now, you'll say send email. I'm just going to put create a draft, so I'm not sending a billion emails. Okay, so we open it up. Let's click on to. So first of all, we want to save it to the drafts folder, like so. Give it a sec. It's pipping, it's popping. It likes to keep us working on edge. So we go to drafts. Now the recipient, all we do is we come over to the Paperform here. Look at this, guys. This is so cool. You're going to love this. Email is the email they gave us. Okay, incredible. Subject could be howdy. And then let's use their first name, shall we? So it's personalized. Howdy, Jack. And then we'll just say appointment confirmation. And then we do a ta-da, like so. Awesome. And then basically, we're going to want the content. So the content illustrator, now I've just pasted HTML. Now guys, if you want to know how to build HTML, I'd encourage you to go to Claude or ChatGPT and say, great, I want you to create me an email that does the following things in HTML. And then a Claude or ChatGPT will give you that output and you can copy it and paste it in this. All the templates used in the videos are in the school community, so feel free to grab those if you like. And then in terms of content, guys, we'll just copy and paste that HTML in. Let's have a quick look. All right, and then basically the way I like these templates is like I can actually find out the values I need to substitute. So look, howdy, first name, howdy, Jack. Awesome. Your appointment is on. Let's have a quick look. So we come down to value. We say the start date at the start time, which is 10:15. Awesome. I look forward to seeing you soon. And then we've got a value there, and that is basically the barber, Eddie Edge Razor. Cool. Scroll down. That all looks really good to me. Then we click OK. Sweet. So let's test this one out. So right click on it, run this module only. So first of all, it's going to be, I believe that's the email address. So put test@test.com, and then we'll say Gabe, start date. It's just say now to now, and then we'll call this one Eddie Razor. Cool. Click OK. Awesome. That will run in the background. And so essentially, guys, this is going to run consistently in the background. And the second that an automation happens, they'll get an email immediately. So if I head over now to Gmail, I should be able to see that in my drafts folder. Let's check that out. Give that a little refresh. Wait for a moment, and then we should see the full email that comes in. Howdy, Gabe. Appointment confirmation. Appointment confirmation. Howdy, Gabe. This email is going to be a hair component on now and now. That would be the time realistically. If you have any questions, drop me an email. I look forward to seeing you soon. Eddie Razor. And guys, you see this unique signature I've got at the bottom? So for that, you can head over to hubspot.com/email signature generator. Again, I'll put a link down below. And what you can also do for each of the businesses, if they don't have it, is create a template. So look, if I go styles, I can pick different colors. I can change photos. I can do different templates. It's fully customizable. I can change the profile picture if I want to, whatever you want. And then when you click on create signature, like so, enter a bit of information, confirm and submit. Click on this copy signature source code, like that. And then basically, guys, what that is, if I can even show you actually, if I come over to our automation, I'm not going to do this per se, but check this out. If I just show you in the Gmail, if I come to the bottom, look at this, right? You ready? Come down. It's just all the code. So basically now in an email, in fact, one of the things you can do really simply is you can head over to a HTML viewer, and you can enter it into the side, and you'll see what that looks like. And basically what you can say to Claude is add this at the bottom, make it unique. And so basically you're not getting a standard boring text email. Our email's looking sexy. They're looking great. So that's a good way that we can add a little bit of flair and pizzazz to the automation. Cool. So we've done that. Now what we need to do really is add it to Airtable. So let's get over to airtable.com. And this is going to be basically the beating heart of the automation for the business. So we're going to call this one up top left. We're going to call this one $97 barber automation. And we'll go for gray. And then we'll also add a little barber thing on there. Cool. All right, sweet. So, oh my goodness, barber's not even been spelled correctly, has it? First one, guys, is to add date. So just right click on duplicate field, double click on this guy, type in date, like so, come down, and then basically you can do whatever you want. I just put long text. You can use a date field, but sometimes it can be weird formatting things. So we had the date. The next thing that we're gonna wanna add in there then is the name, the client email, and the barber, okay? So basically name, emojis are nice, it gives it a nice little pep. Okay, that's cool. Name, then we get insert right, and call this one client email. Or just simply email. Again, single line text is cool. And then double click on this one, like so. And then this one we're gonna call barber name, like that. Incredible. And let's just check if there's anything else that we'd like to add. Status, date created, last modified time. So basically on this one, we can just move status over a little bit. All right, you're gonna right click, edit field, and this is single select. So the options I would like you to have on that is no show. And we'll put a nice little red, a little red button. And then also complete. A nice little green button like so. Cool, and then status, and we'll give that a nice little black button so it's clear what it is. Click save. We love that. And then I want you to, again, insert right, and then just type in created time. That'll tell us when the automation was created. And then right click, insert to the right, and then last, come down to field type, last modified time, and then click create field. Cool. Guys, you just created the CRM. And again, as I said before, you can just share it by clicking on the share and sync, and bada bing, bada bum. Incredible. I just noticed the dollar signs out of order. Do you know what it is? It's like US, like UK. In fact, should we just do £97? Yeah, there we go. Cool. Let's increase the price because our service is so good. We're already increasing the price. We come back over to our automation then. Okay, excellent. So what we do then is we click on add new module. You're going to click on Airtable. You're going to click on create a record like so. And then it's going to pop up. You click on the base, which is going to be £97 barber automation. And then it will automatically bring through all of the different items that we've got. We click on table 1. wait a second, and then here's everything we need. So let's start by entering the information, shall we? So let's start with the date. We come down to, let's have a quick look. Come down to value. Cool, what's the date? The start date. What's their name? Their name is on the second one here, which is Jack. What is their email? This is their email. Which barber have they chosen? They chose Eddie Edge Razor. Incredible. And status leave blank, and the rest of it you can leave blank. Then click OK. Incredible. And that basically, guys, is the first part of the automation. Awesome. Now let's run through this whole thing once so you can get a sense of what it looks like. I'll click run that once in the background. I head over to Paperform, like so. We do a test email. We call this one Ben. We go with Benny Blades. We pick a time. Boom, boom. That's awesome. Yes, we're happy with the payment. We click submit. We come now back over to the automation. This will trigger. It'll create a draft email for us, and then also a record in the Airtable. Now check this out. We should see, there you go, Ben. It's check it Outlook, Barber's Benny Blades, and then we can set the status. And would you believe, guys, howdy Ben, this is email to confirm your appointment, blah, blah, blah. Look forward to seeing that, Benny Blades. Complete. And by the way, you can sexify this email and make it look awesome. This is just an example to show you how to get started. Ace. So now we've got, basically, we've confirmed the appointment, we've potentially collected payment, we have who they're going to see, what they're going to do. The next thing that will happen is they'll be in the haircut, they're getting a fresh fade done, and then the barber will say, cool, did they turn up? And they'll amend the status section. And that brings us on to the second part of our automation. So what we need to do is open a new automation like so. Let's give this one a quick name, $97 takeover, part 2 of 3. The Airtable. Now we're going to go for watch records. I'm going to scroll down. We're going to be having a good time. We're going to type in 97. Incredible. Let me just type Ace and come on to table 1. Awesome. The trigger field is going to be last modified, limit 10. Don't worry about the rest of it. Then click OK. Label field, realistically it's status we're looking for, and then we click OK. Now run this one once just to flush it with some data. And look, it's pulled together all this stuff, all the data we ever wanted there. Now guys, what we're going to do is essentially do the feedback thing, okay? Now, we're going to create a Gmail module, like so. And this is going to be create a draft. For me, it's going to be create a draft. For you, it's just going to be send email. Now look, add recipient. Who's it going to? Well, it's going to go to their email address, correct? Incredible. What's the subject? Well, just for convenience sake, let's just grab what the last one was. So I've just said for subject, it's hey, first name, how was your cut? And then we enter the content. Now, if you bought the group, you can just grab the whole thing yourself and just copy and paste that into it, or it'll be preloaded in the automation. But likewise, if you want to do something different, you can build it with ChatGPT and Claude and have a little bit of rock and roll and good time. Now, I'll show you what that looks like in a HTML viewer, so you can get a good sense of that as well. And I'll show you why I've built it this way, okay? So what we do isn't just automation, it's got to look great, okay? So basically, think about this. One email, one message. Do not try to do 50 different things in one email. Its only purpose is to get feedback. Now, the way that this is coded is that, and this is the clever thing about it, and you'll see how this works in a second, and probably the king of the automation, is that I've asked it to give me 5 different colors. If they click 1 to 4, they go to location A. If they click number 5, they go to location B. I'll show you how you set that up with webhooks. And then we've got our thing at the bottom. Really simple. That's the automation that we want. And you can configure it or use any email you want to using Claude, or just copy and paste this as you like. So what we do is we come over, we pasted it. Now, when I create my emails with ChatGPT and Claude, I like to have the variables in it so I can just see where it is. But look, you come down here, you've selected name, incredible. You come down here and look, there you go, you can see client email 1 is not there. So look, if I come off this, I have to backspace, enter client email. I come down again, client email. I come here. Guys, and the reason why there is so many that are doing this, you'll see why in the next part of the automation. This is to do with the webhooks and the different locations and things that we're going to be sending them to. So email, and we've got the barber that's consistent, come down, and then I think everything is awesome. Scroll to the bottom, incredible. Then we click OK. Amazing. Now we want to add a filter, so I'm going to right click on this, add a filter. Now, the reason we're adding a filter in is I only want it to happen if the status, okay, scroll down a little bit, contains case insensitive, complete, right? So in other words, if this has not been selected as complete, we don't want to send the feedback emails to no-shows, correct? Not required. So that's how it saves a lot of time. And then basically we're going to edit the filter as approved. Or basically, yeah, approved is fine. Cool. Okay, sweet, come out. And then we're rocking and rolling. Now, before we complete the automation, we have to do the third and final beautiful automation. And that's going to be using something called a webhook. How cool is that, guys? So, what is a webhook? Well, a webhook basically is, it's going to be with the code. It's going to call this, let me just get rid of this thing here. Hang on a second and come through here. So $97 takeover 3 out of 3. You're going to come down here. You're going to click on this. You're going to type in webhook. You're going to click on custom webhook like so. And it's going to create, okay, a new, click on add, excuse me, oh my goodness. And just put, we'll put this one, $97 takeover. And then click on save. Now it's created a new link, okay? Now if it's been created, I want you to do 2 things. I want you to copy the address to the clipboard, okay, like so. Copy address clipboard. Then I want you to head over to Claude, and then when you're on either Claude or ChatGPT, give it this prompt. I would like you to change the webhook of the email below to this, and enter the webhook, and then just say, hey, the email code is, boom. Then come back over to your make scenario, grab all this code here, click Control-C, come back over to Claude, enter, and that'll be done that. So this will basically mean that the trigger will go dynamically to your webhook and not the one that I created for you, like so. It will then basically create the entire email for us. Once it's done that, we're going to copy it and paste it next. So essentially what we're doing, guys, is when they select on a button, it's triggering a webhook, which actually enables us to redirect them to a completely different location based on what their actions are. And this is how we can get so clever and dynamic with these emails. And it's not something I've seen covered before on the internet, so I'm so excited to share with you, especially help you make your first like $100,000, $10,000 with our AI and help kill it. So Claude is working on that in the background. What we're going to do next is we've got this webhook. We're going to create 2 separate pathways. I'll wait till that's complete first, and then I'll build the pathways just to keep it simple. We're going to have a router for a 5-star pathway and a router for a 1 to 4-star pathway. So let's see how Claude's getting on. He's done it well. So what do? We copy the contents, which is excellent. And then all we do, guys, is we come back over to our automation. We come over here, we Control A for everything, and then we paste it. And you should be able to know that it's working okay, because you should see, if I scroll up a little bit, all our different odds and sods, which is there. And you can see all the different, you see the hooks there? Incredible. Then we click, okay, awesome. Now you can leave this as it is, just save everything real quick. Second automation saved, first automation saved, and then we come to our third one here. Cool. Now I'm going to add this really simple thing, which is a router, like so. Oh my goodness. Router, incredible. I'm gonna get a sip of coffee. So then I'm gonna click on webhook response, like so. So click here, click on webhooks, webhook response, incredible. And this is a status I want you to use, okay? So check this out. I click on this guy, it's status 302, like so. So we come over, the status is 302. Click on show advanced settings and add custom headers. And the custom headers that you're going to need is gonna be location and then the value. So in other words, if they choose 5 stars, where should we send them? For the sake of this, I'm just gonna say, look, if they get 5 stars, let's send them over to the AI Automations Community by Jack Roberts. Cool, perfect. And then we click, okay, and that's literally it. And then guys, I want you to clone this one, bring him down, get rid of this guy, and this one. And then basically this is gonna be, if they get 1 to 4 stars, where should we send them? And if they get 1 to 4 stars, we'll send them to the website that we created on car.co, and we'll just copy the URL like so. So let me copy that one. For instance, come back over to our beautiful scenario here, click on this, and then the value, you just put co.co. And that's basically the entire bit that you need to do for the webhooks. And additionally, guys, what we can also do from this is add like a value sequence for them. So for example, if they aren't that happy, what we could then do is like add a Gmail thing to be like, hey, like they're 1 to 4 stars, they're like, they may not come back. Maybe you want to do like re-engagement emails about things like, I don't know, like, hey, did you know that we're going to give you 10% off or next haircut's free? Basically, we can then pitch that to clients like, look, we also have like a re-engagement strategy if they're like disaffected or not interested. But I'll leave that to you to define as you kind of like. So this is the third part. Now, guys, you have essentially now created the entire automation right there. It's like literally insane. So look, I'm going to save this as it is. I'm going to click run once. Now, what's really important here, I'm just going to unlink this. What's really important here, guys, is that this is running consistently in the background. So if it's got a lightning bolt, that means that it's just constantly like looking for stuff. And when it sees it, it will spring into action and work. So what will happen is it's running automatically. You have this running once in the background. Now, the second some data is sent to that webhook, it will spring into action. So this is where we're going to now go through this part of the bit, the second part of the automation. We're going to run this once. Nothing's happened. Why has nothing happened? Oh, Google said, Jack, I need you to reauthorize our connection, bro. So I've re-verified with Google. Hopefully now it will allow us to continue. We'll run once. Google can be a little peppy sometimes. You just need to refresh it every now and again. Incredible. So we've run this once. Nothing's happened. Why has nothing happened? Nothing's happened because we haven't actually added new data. So look, status, Ben came over, okay? And Ben completed, the bar was updated to status. We come now back over to the automation. Now check this out, guys, okay? You ready? I'm going to run this once. Airtable's going to find the status. Has anything happened? It's complete. And guys, it didn't work because I selected the wrong filter. I put does not contain case insensitive. What I meant to say was contains case insensitive. So that's my fault. And guys, you'll often find if your automation doesn't work, it's because something funky's happened with one of the filters at some point. So just this one to complete. We come back over now. Let's run this one more time. Third time is always the wonderful charm. That's completed. It's now going to Gmail. Gmail's created the draft. So if we go over to Gmail, I've just had my haircut. I'm looking fresh. I'm looking amazing. Now I should get an email that says, hey Jack, or hey Ben in this case, what is going on with the trim? And guys, the final thing we need to do before we actually answer the email is to put two separate filters on. So this one is going to be our 5-star filter, okay? So look, if I click on this guy, I'm going to say label is going to be 5 stars. Let's have a look. 5-star like so. Cool. And the condition is rating, okay, equal to 5. Boom. And then this guy is going to be, click on this guy here like so. Set up filter. This is going to be 1 to 4 star with a little bit of a sad face on it. And the condition here is simply that rating is less than 5. So essentially guys, the 5-star, if it's 5 stars, we'll send it to this location. If it's 1 to 4 stars, we send it to that location. And it's as simple as that. So let's auto align this. Let's run this one once. Wait in the background. Let's head over to Gmail now. Check that we got the email. And if we've got the email, then we'll be able to send our things off. So I've got my email here. I've sent it to myself in the inbox so I can actually click the buttons. How do we do, Ben? Thank you for choosing us. We'd love your feedback. How was your experience today? Let's just say, do you know what I mean? I think it wasn't excellent. I think it was good. So if I say it was good, if this works, I should now be redirected. Excuse me. It's going to be emotional talking about this good experience to the website. I click on good, for example. What happens? And I'm redirected, guys. Check this out. Straight to the website for feedback. Insane. Now, what's your email? What would make your experience better? Name one thing we could be better at. Oh, by the way, do you want to book a haircut or buy products? Let's go check what happened in the automation. Look, guys. You can see it went down, and it went down the 1 to 4 star filter. Now, check this out again. If I then, I'm so pumped about this. Look at this. If I then run this one again, now bear in mind, this will be running automatically for you. I go back to the email. Let's say, do you know what? The haircut this good? Do you know what, man? It was excellent. Take me to excellent. And where do I get sent to? The same destination I chose for the excellent pathway. Guys, I cannot understate the applications of this. You've just learned something insane about webhooks that, like, when I say 99.999% of the planet, I'm not joking. Like, this is 1% of the 1% stuff, guys. This entire automation is so powerful. This is a full blueprint that you can go and sell to businesses that actually adds significant value that you can charge for on a monthly basis. I think it's incredible. I really appreciate you. I hope you found this video as valuable and as fun as I did making it. In any case, guys, you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you in the next video.